we've been in business officially since 1960. Well, over the years, this is our 50th year digging graves, so we've had a pretty good run at digging graves. We have about a little over 40 cemeteries that we dig graves at in our area, and we have a half a dozen or so plumbers that we dig for water lines, sewer lines, anything that they need. But I was looking for something that was going to do pretty much the same thing, but not be quite as heavy. And this machine's about 1,000 pounds lighter than what the 5.5 is, so it's a little easier to get around with the smaller dump truck that I need to use to get into the cemetery. Operating it, I'm very happy with it. It's a little faster, than the 5.5 is. It takes a little getting used to because it's kind of quick. The 5.5 is kind of like an old man's machine where you could just sit and relax and dig, but this here is just a pinch faster, but it does everything the 5.5 will do. The reach, the depth, there's only a little bit of difference, and for what we do, it doesn't make that much of a difference. I'll tell you what, they didn't make a mistake by going with the Kohler. It's a good running engine, and we haven't had any. Of course, it's not that old. We only have it about 7-8 months, but we've used it quite a bit, and not a lick of problems with it. Especially when we get down in the single digits. This thing here, all winter long, didn't have a bit of problem starting it. And we go out, no matter what the temperature is, we go out. There's a mode that you stick it in that'll pre-warm the hydraulics so that it operates properly for you. We stick it in that. By the time I get to the cemetery, it's all warmed up, ready to go, and we go right to work. And one of the best testimonials was probably my son. For a year, he went with his buddies to work big construction down in the Philly area. And he worked for a guy that had all different kind of equipment. And so he got a chance to operate Cat, Komatsu, John Deere, all different kinds of equipment. After about a year of driving and not having even less of a life than he does now, he said, that's enough, I had enough of that, and he came back and worked with me again. And one day I said to him, operating all those other pieces of equipment, how do they stack up against our JCBs? And he said to me, there's no comparison. He said, our JCBs will dig circles around them. Oh yeah, absolutely. Stephenson has been an asset to me, in every way, through sales, through service, you name it. They've been an absolute asset to my business, because I found over the years, for the value, they've always treated me very, very fairly. The machines themselves, I've never, ever had any major problems with any of them. Always just minor stuff. Most of the time the guys come to my yard, they're there for service work and maybe to fix this little thing or that little thing. Nothing major. And we use them hard. Service-wise, I just can't say enough of good things about them. The guys treat me really good. And like I said, and I wasn't kidding, if I call them now and I say, I got a problem, if they're not here by the end of today, they'll be here tomorrow fixing it for me. And I don't ask them to do that. They just do that for me because I'm a good customer and they take good care of their customers. The mechanic that comes up, every time he does the work for me, we'll talk for a while in depth about what's going on. He'll do his thing and he'll do it right every time. And before he leaves, he always thanks me for being a customer and for getting them, giving them the work to come up and do it. I just can't say enough about him. Years ago, I used to try and, do the oil changes and fix these little things and all that myself. But that was okay and easy when you had 1 or 2 machines. But now I got 8 of them, I don't have the time. So I just call them guys down there at Stephenson, and they're here, do whatever I need done as soon as I need it.